Mankind's fascination with the stars is pretty well known, but now we have a Skynet of four-eyed robots helping us troll the skies as well. And we think that's quite cool.
Focal point.
Since 2002 at Moscow's State University, Professor Vladimir Lipunov, head of the Space Monitoring Lab, has been observing the most powerful explosions in the galaxy. Lasting from a fraction of a second to a few minutes, gamma-ray bursts are thought to occur when dying stars collapse, forming neutron stars or dreaded black holes. Vladimir can observe the depths of the galaxy without having to dig deep into his pocket.
We kept wondering what the ideal telescope for studying the formation of black holes would look like. And when we came across this wonderful construction, which, for a relatively small amount of money, allowed us to participate in research that was conducted on a global level.
Each MASTER observatory comprises two sets of telescopes on a high-speed movable mount. The two main 400mm telescopes have a 16-megapixel CCD matrix and a field of view of 4 square degrees, while the two smaller ones have a wider angle of 400 square degrees and film the night's events, hoping to capture any gamma bursts, which consist of a narrow beam of intense radiation and are caused when supernovas collapse to form neutron stars, quark stars or black holes. Both arms troll the night sky in black and white, independently searching for new cosmic events. Once they make a discovery, the telescopes line up and their polarizations combine to snap it in color.
Our telescope is like a harvester, trawling the night sky, following its own program and looking for any new things it can spot. As a result, in the 2 years since its launch, we've made some 700 discoveries in space. That's one of the best results in the world. And now we're starting to get invitations from international observatories, but not just any observatories, the ones that have the largest telescopes in the world.
The MASTER network, or Mobile Astronomical System of Telescope Robots, expanded to the South African Astronomical Observatory in Sutherland near Cape Town just before New Year. Even after its 10,000-kilometre journey, the telescope arrived intact and the first images received. It's now in alert mode, waiting for its next discovery.
Our telescope is more than just bits of hardware, like lenses, premises and weather stations and so on. It also has mathematical software, and that's the most important part of our telescopes. It enables us to make some of the best gamma-ray burst monitoring systems in the world. Over the last few years, we've been an international leader in optical monitoring of gamma-ray bursts.
The software is capable of automatically identifying new stars, asteroids, optical emissions from gamma bursts, variable stars, and much more. The first MASTER telescope was trained on the stars just outside of Moscow in the town of Domodedово in 2002. They then started cropping up in places like Yekaterinburg, Irkutsk, and Blagoveshchensk, and more recently as far afield as Argentina and South Africa last year. With the expansion of the network, no matter which half of the Earth's in darkness, there'll be a MASTER telescope looking at the stars. With plans to build another observatory on the Canary Islands, and with hundreds of discoveries already under its belt, I'm sure MASTER has a bright future. It's the end of February, but it's still pretty freezing outside. But instead of hiding away in our warm studio, we thought we'd go outside and make the most of the cold weather.
Festive season.
In a country where winter seems to last, well, forever, there are no shortage of things to do when the mercury falls. And as of last year, Moscow's VVC, or the All-Russian Exhibition Centre, opened its gates on another winter attraction, the largest ice rink in Europe. And obviously, but we couldn't come to the largest ice rink in Europe without putting our skates on and trying it out for ourselves, especially because a lot of the cool tech behind it was made right here in Russia. When you're not busy trying not to fall over on camera, you can see up to 4,500 people at any one time strutting their stuff out on the ice. But with an estimated 20,000 people visiting the rink daily, any failure in equipment would leave a lot of unhappy skaters.
5 Олимпий, It takes 5 Olympia ice resurfacers, 3 tractors, and 4 manual snow removers to maintain the rink. So it's almost fully mechanized. There are only about 25 to 30 people working here.
The rink is refreshed during the day and after closing time. The 5 resurfacers first remove the churned up ice, then pour a layer of hot water over the top, which freezes, creating a perfectly smooth surface. But keeping 4,100 cubic meters frozen in this year's unusually mild winter requires a cool head. And 11 refrigeration systems like the ones that we used at the Sochi Olympics. The chillers automatically adapt to the outside temperature, letting Mother Nature do the hard work when it's cold and cranking it up a gear in milder weather. They can keep the rink frozen up to plus 10 degrees C, depending on how sunny it is outside. With a huge surface area of 20,510 square meters, keeping the rink up and running is no small task.
The refrigerating machines are assembled in Russia. It's good value for money. Even if a machine breaks down, we can immediately go to the plant, fetch the spare parts, and repair everything in no time.
Taking the shape of the golden key from Russian fairy tales, the rink was installed by Remexpo Ice Technologies. With their factory in Sholkovo, just north of Moscow, the company provided 7 rinks for the Sochi Olympics and has even brought ice close to the equator in Guatemala. But Vyvetse still presented its own set of unique challenges. The entire rink had to be installed in just 5 or 6 weeks. This was possible in part thanks to its modular container system, which only take a couple of days to set up. Remexpo produces around 40 to 50 of them a year, with each one containing automated compressors, energy-efficient pumps, and a Wi-Fi system for remote control.
We used a system based on Wi-Fi rather than internet cables and connected all the machines together through an operations center, which allows you to monitor them on a big screen. You can control all the machines without having to trudge around the park. The operations center is fully online, so if any problems arise, our engineers can give advice or fix things remotely.
Back out on the ice, I'm sure that the Freon cooling system, 5,000 square meters of LED backlights and 5 megawatts of cooling power were the last thing on these happy skaters' minds, as they were just making the most of Moscow's latest winter attraction before it melts away this spring. I'm afraid we've come to the end of the show. So from me, your humble host, and the entire Technology Update team, we hope you enjoyed the ride.